Hello everyone, my name is Nancy Grimm and I am the family law attorney for MVLS, Maryland Volunteer Lawyers Service. I'm here today to talk to you about the new divorce laws that will go into effect in Maryland on October the 1st, 2023. Prior to the new law, there was two ways by which a person could obtain a divorce. You could obtain a divorce through a limited divorce or through an absolute divorce. A limited divorce was a temporary means of obtaining a divorce where parties who were not sure whether or not they wanted to permanently end their marriage could resolve issues such as custody, child support, and alimony while deciding whether or not they wanted to permanently end their marriage. With an absolute divorce, one cannot remarry and the marriage is not terminated. Absolute divorce, on the other hand, is a final resolution of the marriage, and it is the marriage is terminated completely and the parties may remarry. With the new law, the limited divorce has been removed from the law and is no longer an available option for individuals seeking a limited divorce. The only option that remains is that of the absolute divorce. The interesting changes with absolute divorce is the grounds. The grounds have been altered significantly from what they used to be. Prior to the law, there were grounds of adultery, desertion, conviction of a misdemeanor or felony with conviction, 12-month separation, insanity, or cruelty of treatment or vicious conduct toward a spouse or a minor child. With the altering of these grounds, the new grounds are as follows. Rather than a 12-month separation, the requirement now to obtain an absolute divorce is 6 months. And as long as the parties can prove that they've been living separate and apart from the filing of the petition for absolute divorce. The interesting part of this law is that you can remain separate and apart while living under the same household. The second ground is irreconcilable differences. This essentially equates to a no-fault divorce. Generally, the broad definition of a irreconcilable difference is a situation where the parties cannot, no matter how hard they've tried, resolve their differences, and it's led to the breakdown of the marriage. And lastly, there is a ground of permanent incapacity of one of the parties. That prevents that party from making wise and legal and accurate decisions. And lastly, there is a ground of mutual consent. That has always been a ground with absolute divorce, even in the prior law, and that ground remains. When you look at the impact of the legislation, you can see that there are some advantages. And the impact is great for both attorneys and clients. First of all, the length of time to obtain a divorce and to be separate and apart has been lessened. So it makes it a little bit easier and a little more, it makes it a bit more quicker for the parties to obtain a divorce. Parties may remain in their shared home and live under the same roof while they are separated. And this actually avoids, I believe, stress and conflict among the parties, and it gives the parties an easier transition as they move into their final divorce. And it is easier, as I said, on the children as well. Lastly, there are several other questions that need to be answered during this time. And the courts will address them over the next few months. One of the things to keep in mind is even though those